Yeah.
So you also teach yoga, and have you felt that there is a bit of a resistance to that practice?
By men.
Yeah.
Well, I think my experience and history of teaching yoga in Nairobi started when I first came. I first stayed for about 5.5 months back in 2008. And I was teaching yoga and I was teaching capoeira Angola back then. And then prior to moving back to the US. And it was a much smaller yoga community when I was here in '08. So I feel like I was one of a handful of teachers back then. And I probably, and so back then I think there was, like I saw much fewer men practicing yoga in Kenya. Maybe had 1 or 2 students, but it was primarily women, and usually in a yoga class it will be primarily women. But I do think the perception of yoga and sort of the acceptance of it has shifted in that time. So it's much more visible now. I do see more men. I know that, certainly Africa Yoga Project was sort of instrumental in training a lot of Kenyans, and there were a lot of male Kenyan yoga teachers who came through that organization. And so I think that had an imprint on spreading yoga a bit here, and as well as the influx of, probably diaspora people coming back. And so yes, I think that, for example, at my gym, I am friends with some of the trainers, and they would see me when I was first going there. So I have kind of my own practice. I'm there on the side, like I'm doing yoga, but I also do other functional movement stuff, circular movement, qigong movements, capoeira movements. So my practice for me is a bit fluid and kind of looks different than just yoga or just cardio. It incorporates all these things. So they would kind of, they like make fun of me. Like we just have a fun banter, and we still do. So like they'll do these undulations and things, or body waves, like these things I'm doing. So when they see me from afar, they're like, and I'm like, yeah. And then after a few months, they started like talking to me and asking like, oh, I have a lot of tightness here or there, or like I see your practice, So they started like actually showing interest, and to the point where I, would sometimes train a couple of them, or they'd have a practice with me. Which I didn't want to do that much because gym time's for me, like it's not teaching time.
Sure.
Also the Indian aunties, they started grabbing me. Oh my God, they started grabbing, and some of them know me from teaching elsewhere. So when it's like holidays or they're not classes, they're like, can you come do a class with us?
No.
So I'd be like sneaking in, like
wear a mask, hide yourself, hats.
So funny.